And now let's just talk a little bit about the land. Is your land very fertile? Like, can food grow there? Because I know there are some places in South Sudan where, flooding does occur a lot.
The land is good. Where all the Luo settles in Barakazal, the Luo, they know where produce the land that can produce food. That's what the Luo, wherever they go, they will identify first the land. They will see the land. What type of the land is it? Is that land is good for to produce food for people? Then when they see the land is good, then they will settle there. If the land is not good, then they will move ahead to settle where they know exactly that the land is good. When they cultivate, they will have enough food. So the main job of the Luo Barakazal, they are farmers,
Farmers.
and they rely and they depend on farming. You see, that's most 99% of the Luo are farmers
Wow. Wow.
in
And
Barakazal.
and what types of crops would you grow the most in Barkazal? Or what type of farming do you do the most?
We have a lot. We have simsimi. We have three types of beans. We have a beans, we call them ngor.
No,
That's another
yes.
ngor.
No
We have
peas.
another beans. We have
Dried peas.
abel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, abel tag. There's another ngor that is hard.
Oh yeah.
It's very hard. Yeah, and then we have sorghum. Three types of two
Bell.
or three types of sorghum bell,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the main one is called ulwala.
Ulwela.
Yeah, Uluala is the main food for the Luo. They grow it and they harvest it in December and January.
And what's Ulwela in English?
Uluala is just like a sorghum, but is brown. No,
It's
it's
not
not brown. It's
millet.
like it's like red. It's like red color.
Red in
Like
color.
it's like red.
Red in color. And it's not millet. It's not millet.
No.
It's different from millet. Okay, possibly there's a name, but some of us maybe I missed it. When I was young, I didn't come across it. An uncle of mine asked this question, all the way from Australia. He wanted to know what are some of the names of your lakes and rivers. Maybe talk of maybe your big lakes and rivers. What are some of their names?
We have river Nyinam,
Ninam.
Nyinam, Nyinam. Nyinam that mean small,
Small.
small river.
Small river means it's
But
Ninam. Ninam.
that means small river. And then we have Gada. Gada is a little bit big than Nyinam. We call it Gada.
Gada.
And yeah. So we have river called Nyinam, and every river we call it Nam.
Every. Okay, so every would you have some of their names, like some of their Luo names, of maybe the river, like we have River Nile, or do you have any specific name for some rivers?
Yeah, we have only one river called Nyinam. That's all, but it was not given on the specific name. We just call it Nyinam.
Ninam. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for answering that, brother. Thank you. And so I just want to touch on a little bit. I know when I touch on this, things always go, and on the left side. But I want to touch on this before maybe we conclude our interview here today, my brother. I just want to touch a little bit on politics. What are some of the conditions that our Luo brothers and sisters are facing right now in Barakazal when it comes to politics? Are you guys performing well? Is there some issues that maybe you would like to share with our Luo brothers and sisters from other part of the world?
Yeah, politics is very complicated, and when it comes to politics, and as like when people say that politics is a dirty game, but politics is not a dirty game. People that play politics are the ones who are playing dirty game. So uh, in Barakazal, we have people who are engaged in politics, and the main party that is in South Sudan today. We know it is only one party. That's the main party. Most of the people are in SPLM, and the rest, those party of, and some other small party like OPP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the main big party in South Sudan is well known is the SPLM.
Mm-hmm.
That's the party that is known. And Luo, most of the Luo people who doesn't want to involve in or to get in trouble, they will just stay far from politics and mind their business and go farming. That's what it is.
Okay.
And most of our young people are following their education. And
Mm-hmm.
also, it's difficult. Education also in South Sudan now is difficult if you don't have enough money. It will be difficult for you to educate your children. So there's a lot of challenge in South Sudan.
Hmm. Thank you very much, brother. I just wanted to ask, are the Luo of Barakazal, are they currently sharing their land with Dinka? And how is that playing out politically right now?
The Luo of Barakazal, they are living side by side. We have borders with the Dinka, which are Jain. We have borders with them. They have their areas. We have our areas. The Fertits also have their areas.
Mm-hmm.
So we are living side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's basically, is there like there's a mutual understanding?
Yes.
There's a mutual perfect. And that leads me now to possibly almost my last question when it comes to politics. There has been a lot of, I have received a lot of comments where people were saying that the Luo of Barakazal were somehow almost getting close to being assimilated by the Dinkas. Is that the case, or are people freaking out for no reason? Because they said that the language of the Luo of Barakazal is changing, and they're changing their culture as well due to being in close proximity with the Dinka tribe. Is that the case? Are the Luo of Barakazal, are they close to being assimilated by the Dinkas?
Actually, politically, there's people politically that are working very hard, and they were thinking that maybe they will assimilate the Luo, but the Luo are not easy to be assimilated. It is either way, and anyone who thinks that the Luo is losing their culture or losing their language is not correct.
Mm-hmm.
The good things, the young now are fear, they're afraid. They are more scared than we, the Luo people. Because the Luo people, they speak Dinka and they speak their language. Because the Luo people, they're easy for them, easy to learn any language. For them, it
Especially
is
even
easy.
English, yes.
So simple. So the Luo now, you can find someone now in Barakazal, you will find them speaking more than 5 languages, local language. Because when you say Furatit, Furatit are tribes that come together as one unit, call themselves Furatit. But they're tribes. More than 10 or 6 tribes or 7 tribes come together with the one name called Furatit. So our people also speak the language of Furatit. Furatit are the Bantus
The
in
Bantus.
Barakazal.
Wait, there's
Yeah.
even Bantus in Barakazal?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, there is a Bantus in Barakazal.
No way. How did they get there? How did the Bantus get to Barakazal?
Yeah. These people
Because I
come
thought that
long
was
ago.
our home.
They come long time ago. Some of them come from Congo. Some of them come from Central Africa. They come and settle. When during the time of colonialism, there was a lot of war, and they run from that area. They come and settle in Barakazal, and they become citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That I learned something new, that there's actually Bantus in Barakazal. I never knew that before ever. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah,
Now,
and again, yeah, for those, like, if you go to Uganda now, most, even the Nyankolis, they're the one ruling. Museveni is a Nyankoli, yeah?
Museveni, some people say it's Rwanda. Some, yes, I
Yeah,
think it's
that is
Rwanda,
Nyankoli,
yeah.
Nyarwanda. They call them Nyarwanda. Yeah, they call Nyarwanda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they speak most of tribes in Uganda. They speak Luganda. Are they Luganda?
No.
Exactly. Why people think that when the Luo speak Dinka, then they are Dinka, and people like Acholi in Uganda, they speak Luganda. The Nyankoli speak Luganda. All the tribes, and again, when you come to Kenya, all the Kenyans speak Swahili. Swahili. But the Luo, they lost that? No. So when we speak English and we speak Arabic and we speak, why we speak Arabic? Why they don't call us Arab?
Mm-hmm.
And why, when we speak English, why they don't call us English? Why when we speak Dinka, they want to call us Dinka? That's something.
It's only when you speak Dinka then there's a problem.
Yeah.
It seems like that is the case. Well, thank you very much for
For
clearing
us,
that
it's not,
off.
for us, it's not a problem. We are so. For us, we say it's intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
When you're able to speak somebody else's language and he's not able to speak your language, then now who is the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I'm with you, you cannot say anything against me that I cannot understand.
Yeah.
So it is my advantage. It's for our advantage as a Luo in Barakazal that we speak any language. It's for our advantage, and we are proud of that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for clearing that off, brother, because I know a lot of our Luo brothers and sisters outside of Barkazal were so worried. Some of them, they were so worried that the Luo of Barkazal were going to get assimilated by the Dinka. So I think right now you put a lot of people at ease or at peace with all the thoughts that they had on their head. Thank you very much for clearing that off. Now, brother, I'm now coming close to the end of our interview, but before we go, this is a question that came from our Kenyan brother. He said, does the Luo of Barakazal know about the Luo in Kenya, and do you acknowledge them, or even are the Luo of Barakazal doing anything to bring some sort of unity between them and the Luo in Kenya? Do you acknowledge them?
We acknowledge the Luo of Kenya, and we even they are the one who are still closer to us in the language. The Luo of Kenya, they are more closer to us. Most of the things that they say, it is more related to the Luo of Barakazal.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I thought the Luo of Kenya, they were more related to the Acholi, because we did some language challenge, and the Luo of Kenya were closely related to the Acholi Luo.
I will forward you some documents here,
Do.
and then you will compare them. It was the Luo of Uganda, Luo of Kenya, Luo of South Sudan, and you will see.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think they will be so happy. I think our Kenyan brothers and sisters are going to be so happy to know that they're closer to the Luo of Barakazal than they are even to the Acholi people. That actually brings us to the end of our interview. Now, before I let you go there, do you have any message that you would like to share with all the Luo brothers and sisters that are going to be watching you and they will watch you in future? Do you have any words of encouragement or any sort of information that you would like to pass across to them wherever they are right now?
Yeah, my message to my brothers and sisters, Luos globally, that we are a nation and we are very strong people, and we can make Africa a great continent if we given the chance, and if people work together with the Luo, not to fear Luo. If we work together, we will make Africa a better place. Luo are known. Yeah, there are people who really doesn't want. They're against corruption. Luo are the people who are against corruption. The only things that they want, they need development, they need improvement, they need positive. You see, that's why you see most of the Luo, you don't find them in positions in most country in East Africa. You don't get them. You don't even. They are not even allowed to come up to rule, because Not even our brothers in Kenya or in Uganda or in Sudan, but even the outsider. They are scared that if the Luo come, everything will be restricted. There will be no game. There will be no corruption. Things will be for benefit of the Luo, of the Africans. And you see, Raila Odinga came how many times? Raila Odinga failed to rule Kenya, not because he was not able to rule Kenya or all these 5 times he lost the election. No, he did win the election. But who's the problem? Is it a Kenyan? People think that is a Kenyan. No, it is not Kenyan. It is outsider. If America want Raila to be a president of Kenya, he
They
will
would
be a
have made
president of Kenya.
exactly.
If Britain want Raila to be president of Kenya,
He would
Raila
be.
will be president of Kenya. But if they don't want
You
Raila,
can't.
that's why Raila won election 5 times or 3 times, but he never got a chance to rule Kenya because of what they know that if Raila comes to be a president, that will be a chain game. So my last message to the Luo people: let us show unity and let us assure our neighbor, our friends, other tribes that we are not threat to them. We are not their enemies. We are their brothers. And even if we get a chance to become a president in Kenya or in South Sudan or in Uganda, we will make sure that every citizen gets the best education, best, medication or medical care, everything. Africa will be the best place. But what the Western want always, they need somebody who is corrupt, somebody who will give away what they want. And Luo are not in that position. Luo will not give away things. Luo will not take the money and go and put it in a neighboring country. He will use his money in his country for his people. You see?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And the last thing also, with the Luo, we need to come up with a program to rewrite our language and to make sure that we speak one language across East Africa. I can come to Kenya, and when they speak, I can hear them properly. Or go to Uganda or go to anywhere in East Africa. We need to have the same alphabet in all East Africa. Read from the same alphabet. If I write a letter, you will read it. Any child, of any Luo child in East Africa will read a letter that I've written. That's what we need to do, and we need to work on that. That's the goal of the Luo, and we have to achieve it to be easy for us to communicate, to interact, and make sure that we keep our culture alive.
That is it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Magon. I really, really appreciate that. And I do believe that those that will get this far in this interview are going to appreciate the message of unity that you have passed on to them. Now, I just want to take this opportunity, my brother. I just want to thank you very much, because I know it wasn't easy. We with time differences as well for you to come on today. But I really, really do appreciate you for coming in and talking about the Luo of Gazel. So by us coming together and you coming here today and sharing about the Luo of Gazel, you are going to change the lives of a lot of people. And as you mentioned earlier, that there is land in South Sudan, in Gazel, which is our original home. There's land for all of us, and it can fit even more than 5 million Luo people. And I think a lot of people are going to be so pleased that they are still welcome to come back home. So Brother Okel, I would like to thank you very much for coming on here today. May God bless you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Ayash, thank you. And